All right, so hey everybody, this is Brad Sumrok and Jennifer, and we're here with our friend Tom Wheelwright.
Tom.
And we are out in Tom's office in Tempe, Arizona, and it's just fitting that we're out here today with Tom, because if it wasn't for Tom Wheelwright educating us about the new Trump tax laws, we would have never bought and purchased this apartment complex that we just closed an hour and 22 minutes ago. So we are saving over $1 million in taxes because of the new tax law that Tom informed us about. We're going to make $400,000 in cash flow, and the way Tom explained it is we're doing what the government wants us to do. We're actually partnering with the government, and as a result, we're saving a bunch of money, we're making a bunch of cash flow. Now, what about the 124 families that live at this building? Well, they're going to get new countertops, new flooring, new appliances, new upgraded amenities. So not only do we win, but the 124 working class families that make an average of $40,000 a year, well, they're going to win too.
Right. So what I love is people typically are afraid of taxes, right? They're saying, oh, the tax law's against me, the IRS is going to come get me. You know, if you're not paying enough tax, if you're not paying a lot of tax, and you're probably cheating. And I'm going, well, wait a minute. That's not how the tax law works. The tax law is a series of incentives. In this case, what I love is, okay, so you save a bunch of taxes because the government says if you go do this, you'll save taxes. But on top of that, you got this huge cash flow that's coming in that realistically you probably would not have gone out and done that right now. So you've got new cash flow coming in. But I love the idea that you're helping 124 really people who don't have a lot of money live a better life. And that's why the government gives you the tax break. They give you the tax break because they want you to come in and fix that property. They want you to come in and improve the lives of those 124 tenants.
So Tom, some of the things that are really good for apartment investors with the tax laws, maybe you could touch on a few of these topics, and Tom's going to talk about it more on August 18th at our Apartment Investor National Conference, but just what are some of the things that you're going to talk about and why are apartment investors so positioned to benefit?
Oh my heavens. So we've long had this thing called bonus depreciation. It's just never applied to used property. And so if you think about it, okay, wait a minute, you're always buying used property and fixing up used property. Well, bonus depreciation, this is accelerated, deduct a lot right now. It's historically only applied to brand new properties. Well, now it applies to the used properties that you buy, that you fix up. Because what the government wanted to do is, what Congress wanted to do is they wanted these apartments, they wanted you to come in and fix up the properties. Let's get them, because that's what happens when you buy a new property, is you go in and fix it up. And that's common in the multi-housing industry. And that's, I have lots of clients in the multi-housing industry, and that's very common. So the government's saying, look, if you do this, we'll give you this new tax benefit, which it really equates to about 30% of the purchase price of the building. I mean, that's really, whether you put the money down or the bank puts the money down, it doesn't matter. So we have that. We talked about a new car, right? So we have new car tax benefits, and whether it's new or used. Again, there's new benefits for buying a car. There's new benefits. Actually, there are a lot of new benefits that people don't talk about. Even if a lot of investors have an office in their home. Well, this actually gives them a lot of tax benefits that they may not recognize. And the new law, because of the actually car tax benefits, you get more car tax benefits if you have a home office. So there's more benefits there. We have new rules on repairs that came down a couple of years ago. And so you make a lot of repairs to your properties. Well, now we get tax benefits there. So there's and then if you did low income housing, there's low income housing credit. So there's all sorts of the tax law this time around is very real estate friendly. The last time we had a major tax law change, 1986, when I was back in Washington D.C. Monitoring the tax law change. The real estate lobby kind of fell asleep at the wheel, and there were no tax benefits, and actually there were tax detriments. This time around, the real estate did really well. I don't think that has anything to do with what our president invests in.
I don't think so either.
I think it has nothing to do with that. But you know what? Thank goodness, if you're in real estate, you're going to get tax benefits, and if you have a good tax advisor really understand those benefits, then they can be absolutely phenomenal like yours are.
And what about some of the things that are not new but are just misunderstood, like in apartment investing, things like cost segregation, for example?
Oh my heavens! So the idea that what I see mostly is that somebody comes to me and they show me their last year's tax return, and they have an apartment complex. I'm going to see land and building. Well, building, I get a deduction of 2.5% a year. But if we do a cost segregation where we break it out, I may get a deduction instead of 2.5% a year. I may get a deduction of 20% a year. Okay, so I'm really accelerating that tax benefit, which is, I mean, because everybody in real estate knows it's how much money do I have now, right? Because any cash I have now, I can go reinvest, right? So you don't want to say, well, yeah, but I'll get the tax benefit later. But do you want cash now or cash later as an investor?
We want it now.
Right, and so that's why the government says, look, we'll accelerate this. We'll give it to you now, but only if you actually do the work. And you have to dot your I's, cross the T's, make sure you do everything just right. If you do it, then we'll give you the tax benefits. If you behave like an amateur investor, if you don't do the work, we're not going to give you the benefit.
I love that Tom's on our team, guys. Who's on your team? It's so important if you're going to be building wealth to have the right people on your side helping you, and we're so grateful that we're going to have Tom on our stage for our first ever Apartment Investor National Conference, August 18th. You got to be there. He's a wealth of knowledge, he's wealth ability, and he is amazing. He has saved us literally millions of dollars and in such a short amount of time.
And if you're in real estate, specifically commercial real estate, where that you could still do these strategies in single family, but the opportunity isn't as large versus the cost.
So it's all a matter of volume, right?
Yeah.
And so a 32 unit building is 32 times the volume of a 1 unit building, and a 100 unit building is 100 times the benefit of a 1 unit building. So yeah, the more you do, and the great thing is you get the tax benefit, not the bank.
Yeah.
So you can borrow all the money and you still get the benefit.
So one of our things that we borrowed from our friends, the real estate guys, was going bigger, faster with syndication. And so we adopted that as we help people go bigger, faster, syndicating apartments. But now we're also helping people have bigger tax savings with these bigger apartment buildings. So, and it's thanks to Tom, because he shares it with us. We share it with you. And again, we're going to bring Tom in directly from Scottsdale to be on our stage and spend a little bit more time going through all these details.
It'll be a lot of fun.
I'll see you guys then, and we're going to peace out for now.